Hey everybody, good evening and welcome back to Mad Horse Barbecue. My name is Brian, and in today's video, we're going to be firing up my brand new GMG DB Prime Plus, and we're going to do up a pork butt. We're going to do it low and slow. I haven't done a low and slow pork butt, it seems like in a very, very long time. So we're going to do this one low and slow overnight. We're going to inject it, and we're going to rub it, and it's just going to go on there till I get the bark that I like, and then I'm going to wrap it up. And we're going to finish it there. It's going to be super simple, low and slow, kind of back to the basics, kind of how I started off in barbecue was everything was low and slow, and now, I cook a lot of stuff on, on barrel style smokers, hot and fast, just because I like the flavor it gives off. But anyways, I actually injected the butt 8 hours ago, so I will go over how I did that, and then I'll go over how I rub it, and then as far as running a pellet grill is, you plug the darn thing in, you hit start, and then you set your temp. This thing's going to be fired up. We're going to be cooking at 225, so I'm going to take you in. I'm going to show you how I inject it, and then I'm going to show you how I rub it down. So let's go ahead and do that. All right, let's go ahead and inject this thing up. We've got our pork butt here, regular old Hormel pork butt. This was the biggest one I could find, so that's how I picked my pork butt out today, is I just wanted to find the biggest one. This one weighs in at 9.2 or 9.3 pounds, so it's a relatively hefty butt. Well, let's go ahead, cut it out of package, and get it injected. So I'm going to go ahead and pat it dry. And let's go ahead and inject this thing up. Injection I'm going to use is this Blues Hog Pork Marinade. It says marinade mix, but it can be used as an injection. And the way I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this super simple. I'm going to just go through the fat cap side first, do like little 1/2 inch or 1/4 inch grid, just straight down, and I'm going to pull the needle out as I'm injecting, and then I'm going to go to the non-fat cap side and do the same thing. So let's go ahead and do that. Be good for that side. I'm going to go ahead and turn this thing over, and I'm going to move it into this quarter pan. And I'm going to continue injecting. I did about 2.5 full injectors there, so that'd be 2, 4, like 5.5 ounces. I don't know if we'll do as much on this side, but we'll see. Again, I'm just going to go like every 1/2 inch and just do some injection. And I'm going to inject as I'm pushing in, and I'm going to inject as I'm pulling out. I'm going to call that good. So I'm just going to take this, I'm going to throw this in the fridge, open, just kind of, not covered like that, and we will be picking back up when we're rubbing this down. I'm going to let this sit in this injection probably for about 8 hours. So when we are rubbing this thing up, we will pick back up. All right, here's the pork butt. Like I said, we injected this thing about 8 hours ago, and then I just threw it right into the fridge just like this. We're going to go on with 2 rubs tonight. First rub we're going to use this Tailgaters BBQ Party Rub. If you hadn't guessed it, this is my favorite rub. And then the second rub we're going to use is the Blues Hog Sweet and Savory. This is also becoming one of my personal favorites really, really, really quick. 2 things about this besides just the great flavor it gives a really nice color to your meat too. So, especially, I only use it on, well, pork and chicken I use it on, but it gives a really nice color to your meat. I'm going to rub everything, so both sides. I'm going to be cooking this fat cap down just because I like to cook fat cap down, my personal preference. So let's go ahead and start with rubbing down the fat cap side. And again, we're going to go on first with the party rub. The fat cap side I'm not going to go on heavy because, I'm pretty much going to take the fat cap right off. And we'll go on with the sweet and savory. Give it a little pat-pat-pataroo. Get the sides a little bit. Go ahead and get the regular side here, hit it with the Tailgaters first. And do you have to do it in this order? No, but just how I do it. And sweet and savory. A little heavier on this side. Go ahead and pat it in. No binder tonight. I use that injection, so that injection is going to be make this meat plenty moist. So that's going to be about it. I'm going to let this thing kind of sit out here probably for about, well, I'm going to bring it back inside because I am at home right now. So I'm going to bring this back inside. Let's let it sit on the countertop for a ½ hour, and we'll be throwing it on the grill. So when we throw it on the grill, we will pick back up. All right, guys, we are back. This butt's been rubbed up for about 30 minutes now, so I'm going to go ahead and throw it right on the grill. So let's go ahead and do that. And like I said, the GMG set at 225. So I'm going to take this butt, and I'm just going to take it right up, throw a fat cap down. For those of you that wanted to know, the bone is facing the left side, money muscle facing the right side. And yeah, you can kind of see how I kind of scrunched it together when I put it on as good as I could. That's just because, you know, I like having everything kind of cook more even. If you kind of let this thing lay how it lays, it'll be fine, but it's just me being anal scrunching it together. So I'm going to go ahead and close this thing down, and not even going to temp probe it. And yeah, I think that's going to be about it for tonight. So it's 9 o'clock right now. I'll probably pick back up around 5, let's just say 6 o'clock. Let's just say between 6 and 7 o'clock tomorrow morning I will pick back up. So have a good night, and we'll see you in the morning. One last thing too, I just figured I'd go over to pellets. I'm using a combination of lumberjack pellets, 2 different types of lumberjack pellets. They're I just pour them in a 5-gallon pail, mix them up. But the 2 kinds I'm using is the 100% oak, and I'm using the char hickory. I think the char hickory and the oak give a real good flavor, and I do think, because you know, a lot of times there are questions about the charcoal pellets when it comes to pellet grills. I do think that the charcoal pellets do give off a slight charcoal flavor, and you get more of a, you know, cooking with coal flavor with the charcoal pellets. That's just my thought. You know, everybody else has different taste buds, but that's just my thought. So now I'm going to sign off. See you in the morning. All right, we're back. Good morning. I've been on since 9 o'clock last night. It is 6 a.m. right here in the lovely state of Minnesota. School Vikings. Butt's been on for a total of 9 hours. Let's go ahead, take an internal temp and see where we're at. There it is. Pork's looking pretty good. I'm really hoping we're at like 175-ish right now. Let's go ahead and take a temp check. Yeah, about 183, we'll call it. We'll check it over here. 177. Yeah, it's about, you know, kind of sort of where I wanted it to be at. I was hoping to be a little lower, but, you know, I'm not going to complain about, you know, like 5 degrees off, but what I'm going to go ahead and do, I'm going to pull this off, take it inside, wrap it in some foil. I'm going to add some stuff to the foil on this one. Usually on butts, I don't add a whole hell of a lot, so I'll take you in, and I'll show you what we're doing to the foil. All right, upstairs, so you got 3 sheets of heavy-duty tin foil here. First thing I'm going to do, I'm just going to take some 10 red, or some Blues Hog Tennessee red, just put it in the wrapping with it, put it all over the pork. Good. And then I'm just going to go ahead and take a stick of butter. This is, see if we can get on that. This is the Kerrygold butter. Little fun fact, they didn't actually sell this stuff in sticks, so it's kind of nice. Butter. Right in there. And we're going to wrap this thing up. And this is going to go right back out on the grill, fat cap down. Right back on the grill. Close it down. And yeah, that's probably going to be about it until it's time to pull into this. I'm guessing this will probably be wrapped for another 3 hours, maybe less. Maybe just say it's wrapped. Well, this goes probably wrapped for another 2 to 4 hours. I was hoping that the thing would cook in like 14 hours, but I think it's actually going to get done quicker than that. But you know, it is what it is. So wrapped up, back on the grill. We'll see you guys when we're pulling into this. All right, we are back. Right off the bat, I gotta apologize. I didn't pick back up when I pulled this off the pellet grill just because, you know, after I wrapped it in foil, I just took it up to probe tender. Probe tender on this one was right about 201, 202 internal on the butt, depending on where you checked it at. But probe tender again, meaning, you know, you take you take your Thermoworks or you take a toothpick, or, you know, and you stick it into the butt and you want it to go in there with little to no resistance and come back out the same way. So total cook times on this. The total cook time was 11.5 hours. This butt got done a lot quicker than I thought it would have. I thought I was banking on 14 to 16 hours for this 10-pound or 9.5 pound butt, but it is what it is. I did 9 hours right on the grill, and then 2.5 hours in the foil. And then I have a Cambro, which Cambro is just like an insulated box pretty much, and you can use it to keep stuff warm or keep stuff cold. And I actually preheated the Cambro with some boiling water for about 20 minutes before I put the butt in there. And this has been resting for 7.5 hours now. So I grabbed it out of the Cambro without any gloves on. It's still hot, so Cambro did its job. So let's go ahead and pull into this thing and see what we got. Go ahead and pull the bone out first. clean pole. That's always good. Now what I like doing is I like, well, if I can, this thing's just it's just gonna shred. But what I like doing is trying to get the fat cap off. And you could, you know, take the fat cap out to begin with, but there's a certain meat in this fat cap. There's actually the fat cap, there's meat, and then there's another fat cap, and there's little strands of meat in there, and that's called the bacon, and that is actually really, really good stuff. If you're into comps, you probably know what I'm talking about, but this is actually good stuff, so I don't throw this away anymore. After I'm done doing the video, I actually take the bacon out of here and eat it, because it actually is the best part of the butt, in my opinion. So, remove that fat cap, set it aside. And a little bit's on there is fine, but I don't want all of it on there. And then we're just going to shred into this, see how we did. Oh yeah. That should be good. Let's go ahead and give this a taste test. Let's go ahead, grab a piece with the bark on it. You can see I got the mullet all nice and slick back. But let's go ahead and give this a try, see how we did. That's absolutely fantastic. Wouldn't change a dang thing about that. I don't inject a whole lot unless it's for practicing for competitions. And I don't know, I just inject the pork butts. I think this is the second time I've ever injected a pork butt. But that Blues Hog Pork Marinade uses an injection is absolutely fantastic. The combination of the two rubs, the Blues Hog Sweet and Savory and the Tailgaters, really complement each other well, because the Tailgaters, you know, it's got some black pepper notes in it, and the Tailgaters is just it's just kind of like an all-around good base layer for your meat. I mean, that's kind of how I explain it, but I use it on everything. But those combination of those two rubs together is just, you know, it's real nice. So I got nothing else to say. GMG performed well. You know, it cooked quick, but it's a damn good pork butt, and I got nothing to complain about, because, like I said, I won that thing in a raffle, and she's gonna get used. So first successful cook on the GMG. Happy I'm back on the positive side on the GMG things, you know, because I did have a sour taste in my mouth from the ones I've owned before, but going forward, we're going to go off of this cook and build off from there. So I got nothing else. I appreciate you guys and girls watching. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell. I put videos out every Friday. I like to drink Busch Light, buy grills, and smoke meat. So you guys and girls have a good night, and we will see you next time.